cannot believe I have not done an entry for this yet, and this will be the last one in this kind of TV show series stretch I've been doing, talking about some TV shows I've been watching and catching up on, and just realizing that, like, holy shit, I have not actually sat down and spoken about how tremendous of a show this is. So, Letterkenny is this Canadian kind of sitcom. I don't even want to call it a sitcom just because it just doesn't feel like one. It's just this well-written comedy series based in Canada, based in a place called Letterkenny, Canada, but it's not really a place. The story behind its inception is great, but let's just talk about the show for a second. So, it was created and developed by the main star of it, Jared Kesso, or Kiso, I should say. Yeah, it's probably Kiso. Jared Kiso. And he had a writing team help him with it, which also include Jacob Tierney, who also stars in it. And they had this idea for this show that just followed these Canadian hicks throughout their town and dealt with a lot of bullshit and just how they interacted and just these personality types. It's also got Nathan Dales plays a best friend, and K. Trevor Wilson, I'm sorry. And it's just, they play the three friends and they're three hicks, and they just have all this back and forth banter. And it can sometimes be like real dry comedy, but it's meant to be like that really sort of fast-paced comedy-esque where it's like it's continuous. The continuous back and forth is just, it's very drawing, to say the least. And I'm going to say that I only got into it because I was seeing clips all over, Facebook and Instagram about it. Things like the infamous steak scene from, I think, season 4. And that's probably around the time that I really said, you know what, I got to find out what show this is from. And a coworker had told me about this show, Letterkenny, and I wasn't really listening to him. And then I was watching these clips, and I'm like, oh, they're the same thing. You know what? Let me give it a shot. So I went all the way back to the first season, and I binged all 4 or 5 seasons that were out at that time. And I loved every second of it. Letterkenny is just so much fun. Every single episode I find enjoyment in, and I really don't feel like there's anything that you could say bad about it. You could say you don't like the comedy, you can say you don't get it, you can say that after a while it's just nonsensical, but I love and appreciate the writing that they put into this show, the creativity that they put into this show. It's up to 10 seasons right now. It's got, I want to say, 5 or 6 holiday specials. It's got a St. Patrick's Day, a Halloween, a Christmas, a Valentine's Day, something else, and this recent season had a special for International Women's Day. So I want to say at least 6 holiday specials, which are connected to certain seasons but completely separate from the seasons themselves. Now, along with that, they had done 2 spin-off shows, one called Letterkenny, which was a cartoon series on YouTube, which I don't think has done much. I think I watched the first essential sort of episode. I think it was only a one-off. I don't think it was meant to be anything else besides that. But I think they've also incorporated into Letterkenny what is meant to be the original thing that got me really intrigued by it. Was also clips of what is called Letterkenny Problems. Oh no, they actually had a separate one. They had Letterkenny Problems and they had Letterkenny Problems, and those were done in cartoon fashion as well, I believe. But Letterkenny Problems are fucking hysterical. If you've never seen them on YouTube, it's how they got started. They just came up with these obnoxious back of the road hick stories to just tell people. And it's just this back and forth between all these different characters saying all of these sort of fast-paced, hick sayings or whatnot. I can't think of any off the top of my head, of course, but I'm probably going to watch them after I finish this entry. and it's just it's so good. The Letterkenny Problems is so good. It's so worth returning to it every so often if you need a little bit of that comedic relief for not having too much Letterkenny out there and just wanting the jokes. The jokes are great. Like I said, the writing is great, and it started on YouTube. It started out as there being Letterkenny Problems, and it started as a Twitter channel, and it was just social media-esque things. And then they got picked up by Crave. Now, Crave is essentially the Hulu of Canada, I want to say, and that's why now I think Crave has moved into the Hulu area where, like, that's how you can see it now. Like, you can watch Letterkenny through Hulu, still being produced by the network Crave. And they just did another spin-off, which was Shorzy, which is based on a character from the whole series, and he's one of the hockey players. And now in the spin-off, the main hockey player, Shorzy, is also played by Jared Kiso. I haven't sat with it yet, and I'm really upset about that. I just been watching so many things, and it's sitting on my computer, and I have a good rip of it. I want to sit down with it. I just haven't had the time to do it yet. I'm probably going to do it tonight now that I'm talking about it as well. But this is just so good. Like, it's only been around for about 5 years. It came out in like 2016. They do 2 seasons a year, and the seasons are only about, I want to say something like 6 to 8 episodes a piece, maybe 7, as a happy medium. But they do it twice a year. So every year you get 2 seasons, and this year we've already gotten, actually no, because of all the production stuff, season 7 and 8 were both 2019, season 9 was in 2020, and season 10 was 2021, and so far the only thing we've gotten for 2022 is International Women's Day, the one episode off special, and I think Shorzy also came out this year too, so that's all we've gotten. So we're still waiting on more Letterkenny, and it's probably going to be coming out something close to the next half of the year. I want to say I think I saw a trailer for it. I can't remember. I think the last trailer I saw for it was for season 10, and I want more. I want more. I think Letterkenny is so much fun. I think if you haven't given it a chance, you really, really have to. It's such an entertaining atmosphere. You don't go into there not feeling entertained by everything you're watching. And they had won a bunch of awards. They were nominated for a bunch of awards, specifically in Canada. Unfortunately, they haven't really gotten much in the state. But between 2017 and 2018, they won best comedy, best Canadian comedy. They won best screenwriting, best TV comedy, best script by rookies. They're getting up there as far as popularity, and being that they're on Hulu, which anybody who has a Hulu account has access to this. You can go and watch all 10 seasons right now, all the specials and Shorzy, and you could watch it in a day. They're not long. They're 20 to 25 minute long episodes. They're not long, and they're so much fun. You will not regret this recommendation that I'm giving it. And it's just from start to finish. I love Letterkenny so much. This isn't even meant to be a review. This is just me praising this show for, giving me solid entertainment for the last 3 years that I've been into it. And it's only been around for 5. I know I had a buddy of mine who had himself a super soft birthday party. You won't know what that is until you watch season 1. I actually had my wife, she surprised me on my birthday. She had paid, one of those things you do online where you can get a celebrity that's only part of the program. Any celebrity who wants to be part of that program, you can look up that celebrity and get them to kind of write you a special message. And my wife had gotten me this special message from K. Trevor Wilson. I'm sorry, K. Trevor Wilson. I can't believe I keep getting this guy's name wrong. K. Trevor Wilson sent me a specially written message, recorded, that he very much is playing the character Squirrely Dan, and it was wishing me a happy birthday, congratulating me on being a father, and I loved it so much, and she knows how much I love the show and how much that meant to me, And she was like, I could have gotten him, or I couldn't gotten the guy who played Dale. But I'm like, nah, Squirrely Dan. Squirrely Dan's the way to go. And I haven't even shared that yet because we waited at least 2 more months before we announced that we were pregnant. And yeah, I don't think I ever did share it. So I should share it at some point. But this is the end of the TV kind of show run that I wanted to do. I might do one about each individual season. I wasn't going to try to backtrack on 10 seasons and 6 specials worth of Letterkenny. I'm just going to say it's great to watch now. I'll probably do other entries for new seasons that they have coming out. But I love this show so much. It's such a good show. I love this show so much.